Alright, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time here on NoteableNerd.com. I'm sorry for everything, I really am, because what happened is my software screwed up on me. After this update for Elgato Game Capture HD, my software started going haywire on me and I wasn't sure how to fix it, so I recorded an entire episode that it said only lasted 39 seconds and didn't record any audio. And I didn't think it was a big deal until after I went through the entire dungeon and complained a lot. You probably don't miss the complaining, but you missed the entire dungeon. In fact, we got a whole new item in the boomerang. I mean, I was kind of disappointed. I'm sure you're kind of disappointed. Not really. But I'm sorry. This week has actually been a really different week for me personally because of the fact that it has just been going so horribly bad. First week out of high school and the week is already done. I'm just no. But regardless, to this time after we've gotten the boomerang and complained about Ruto and everything else that I'm going to complain about again after this because I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands to complain about other things. Actually, no, there's actually not a lot in this game besides some of the characters and some of the game mechanics that they chose to put in the game that I really have to complain about. This is still my favorite game of all time, and it always probably will be. I don't know if there's ever going to be a game to live up to this, because it's just so perfect. And I will, after I do this, which it's a good thing I saved the boss for this episode, otherwise I would have lost that footage as well. And speaking of the boss, we're just going to go straight into it. But I'm going to be gushing a lot after this. It's not quite boss time yet, I guess. Hold on a moment. Forgot to turn my sound off. So you're gonna be hearing double apparently for. Did that not work? Did that not work? Apparently not. Why did it not work? Okay, now I don't know what this is gonna do, because it's not wanting to do anything that I want it to do today, so I don't know what's gonna happen with this. Just bear with me, please. Okay, is this the boss room? No, it is not. We still have a little ways to go before we get there. I keep forgetting about various things in this game, because I haven't played at least this part in a while. This isn't gonna work. Are you kidding me? It's still on? Why? Why is the game sound still on? I turned off my speakers. I turned them on for some reason. I don't want them on. Okay. Will it stop now? Please tell me it will. Because I'm already 4 minutes into this video, and I'm already getting very angry at my computer. Let's hope it does. Because I don't want to stay angry this entire video, because I want to get to the positive stuff, and I can't see anything. I got a new TV, by the way. Well, I didn't get it. We got a new TV here at my grandparents' where I'm recording this. So that's why I don't want to freak out, and I think that's why my videos... Speaking of which, some people have brought to my attention that my videos are kind of boring. And thank you for the constructive criticism. I really appreciate it. It helps me not only become a better YouTuber, but it also helps to keep things fresh with you guys. And I think that's one thing that is very important, is the fact that I need to appease the viewers. Okay, appease is the wrong word. More like I need to please the viewers. And I really want to. I mean, I want to keep doing this. I want to become good at whatever it is I choose to do. Which, of course, just so happens to be this at this particular time. And with that, hopefully I can put a little more energy into it. But if not, just scream at me in the comments or something. Which is perfectly okay. And we have the door open and I'm sitting right next to it, so sorry. There's cars. Hi, Grandma.
Oh, I thought you were talking to somebody, but you're talking to this.
No, I'm talking to the mic. We're good. And as I say something about cars going by, yeah, that was, sorry about that cut there, because, people, and cars, and things, and sorry you might not be able to hear me, because, I mean, this house, I don't want to say the AC, there's a gold skulltula there that I didn't see. Anyway, This house doesn't have super good air conditioning. I really don't want to say that, but that's I think what it is. I still can't see that gold skulltula. My screen here. I'm not getting it, am I? No, of course not. Of course not. Of course I'm not. But anyway, it doesn't have great air conditioning, so to keep it cool in the summer, which it is here in Northeast Ohio, finally, something other than rain. But it's now summer here in Northeast Ohio, and to keep it a little cooler in the summer, they keep the door open. Now, this road isn't super busy, but at this time of day, it tends to get that way. And with it being a Friday, I'm literally recording 4 days after I wanted to get this video recorded, or these two videos, I should say, because I mentioned in the last video, but none of you saw the last video because the footage screwed up. I wanted to record it on Memorial Day because I had a lot of free time, but it didn't end up happening. And, you know, things happen. And we're in the boss room. I didn't realize that this was the boss room. I completely forgot. And it's super dark, and I don't like it. I'm hating this. This boss is actually really interesting, though. This is my favorite boss, I think, out of the first three initial bosses. Because first of all, this is what makes this dungeon cool. I complained a lot about this dungeon in the past, like in the past video, that none of you saw, so I'm probably going to complain about it again during this fight. But this actually is what makes the dungeon. This is what makes it. This fight is what makes the dungeon. Because this fight's not only fun, it's imaginative, and it's literally the whale having cancer. That's what it is. He has ulcers, which I actually I said a lot. I never thought I would say that, actually. The whale has ulcers that you fall through. I never thought I would say that. I never, ever thought that I would say that. Not only about a video game, but just in general. The whale has ulcers. That's just not something that I thought I would say. ever in my life. Not that that's a bad thing to say. I said the whale has ulcers, and I meant the whale has ulcers. But yeah, this boss fight, as you can see, it's very kind of simple. You just have to hit the thing with the boomerang, and what I'm doing, you really don't have to do it, but it makes things a lot easier. The less electrified jellyfish you have floating around, the better, because that's what really lays on the damage thick. And it's not, because see, this happens, and if you enter the next stage of the boss fight, which is really, really kind of, I don't want to say hard, but it's not easy. It's not easy either. By the way, that clock goes off every 15 minutes, and I don't particularly like it. So the longer episodes might have multiple clock sightings. Not that I particularly mind. Ow! I got smacked in the face with these things. Alright, where is it? There it is. But yeah, what made this dungeon particularly annoying is the fact that you had to carry around, Ruto. Hello.
Huh?
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry about the awkward, instantaneous cut there. But anyway, as I was saying, you have to carry around Ruto, which is really kind of annoying. But with that also comes the ulcer thing that I was talking about, which it's never really specified which one you have to fall down through, nor is it specified how you actually get the ulcer that you need to open up. And while I'm talking about this, I'm probably gonna die. Let's hope not. At least I have a fairy. I have a fairy this time, so... Okay, no. I beat it! Thankfully! But before I actually get out of here, which I'm going to... This video took entirely too long to explain everything about the last video and everything. But anyway, with Ruto, you can't do anything. And we got a heart container, thank goodness. Now, you can't do anything while you're carrying Ruto. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And with that, I want to say that I don't think Ruto is a horrible character. She's the princess of the Zoras, and as she mentioned before, she was looking for a stone. That we found out in the last episode that she was looking for a stone, and we're looking for the, guess what, spiritual stone. So, it's kind of Nintendo's wink wink nudge nudge, you need to actually help this chick in order to get the stone. Which, required assistance is something that's been a part of Nintendo games for a long time, and I don't find it super annoying, but in this game it definitely was, because of the fact that you had to physically carry her around. Why is this so annoying? Very simple. You can't do anything, as I've already mentioned, and then there's the fact that she complains about every time you drop her, she falls in the water, and you drop her, go into another room, or she falls in the water, and every single time that she falls in the water, you screw up a puzzle, yada yada yada. She goes back to where she initially started in the entire dungeon, unless you drop her unless she despawns before you get back to the main room of the dungeon. And I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that? Is that... Sorry, I think that was a semi. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yes. Anyway, I'm trying to think about what I left off on. What did I do? What am I doing? Oh yes, Ruto and how she despawns. But she goes back to the initial room that she fell down into, and she has a really weird walking animation, by the way. Anyway, she's really kind of a Japanese thing. called a tsundere, which means that she really, really is kind of a backbiter. She has a really sharp tongue, is not honest with herself, and apparently, that you find out later, well, what she really does is go... I'll show you what I mean when we actually go talk to her over there. As you can see, she's kind of floating, Ruto in the teleportation thing. But regardless, I've spent far too much time in this room. I spent far too much time complaining about what happened last video, was supposed to be last video anyway, and then this is just a complaint video. Alright, let's just step in here and get this over with. You're late! What took you so long? You're useless! And notice she's blushing, by the way. Notice she's blushing. That's what I mean when I say tsundere. She obviously is embarrassed about this, but she's trying to act tough and have a sharp tongue against you. That's basically what I mean when I say that. So, yeah, it's dumb, it's weird, it's Japanese. Let's just go with that. Alright. I was just lonely, that's all. You're just a little. And she's not even good at hiding it. Like, normally they don't say that. Normally they don't. Normally. But then again, this isn't normal. And now we're going to teleport. That's an awkward... That's an awkward shot, too. I actually never actually noticed that. I'm saying that way too much. I never noticed that before. That would be fairly awkward. You know, you have a blinding white light and then that appears in front of your face. No. Okay, let's see what she has to say now. That's also awkward. You looked cool. Cooler than I thought you would anyway. Just a little. Well, anyway, you saved me, so I guess I'll reward you. Okay, what are you going to give me? What do you wish? Just tell me. I want the spiritual stone. You mean the spiritual stone of water? Zora's sapphire, don't you? Yes, I do. Thank you. My mother gave it to me and said I should give it to only to the man who will become my husband. You might call it the Zora's engagement ring. Ooh, boy. And of course, when I was little, I didn't know what that meant, so, you know. Alright! And apparently neither does Link, because you'll see the text here in a second. I'll give you my most precious possession, Zora's sapphire. And now for the weird kind of cutscene that doesn't need to happen, because she should have just handed it to me before she swam away, which would have been real nice. That would have been spectacular, but no, she has to do this. And we finally got it! The third and final spiritual stone, come on text, Zora's Sapphire! This is the spiritual stone of water passed down by the Zoras. Not that had Zora in the name or anything. No, it didn't. It didn't, guys. Her most precious possession. You don't know what she's talking about, but you finally collected all 3 spiritual stones. Yeah. You don't know what she's talking about, because you don't know what an engagement ring is, because you grew up with the Kokiri, who apparently don't get married or have kids because they're perpetually 10 years old. Which begs the question, how does she know about it? Because apparently it's implied that she's the same age as you. I'm thinking about this too much. Anyway, go back to see Princess Zelda. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I don't want to. Don't tell my father. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Anyway, we're back at Zora's Fountain. Apparently Lord Jabu Jabu is cured of his cancer. Cancer jokes. Actually, cancer's bad. Don't make cancer jokes. I did that. Don't do that. Actually, cancer's not really much of a laughing matter. It's not good. I'm not going to say that. I could say that, but I'm not going to. Yeah! I knew there was a secret here. I knew it. Guess what this is? It's another great fairy fountain, actually, which is nice. Very nice. I think it's the Magic Great Fairy. I think we get a magic boost here. I'm not certain, though. I could always be wrong, as I've demonstrated with my other videos about how Great Fairies work. That video was a train wreck. Absolutely horrendous. I don't know if it was funny or not, though. Maybe me screwing up is hilarious. I could always see that. I don't even know if I'm entertaining rightly. I don't get it. I may be just a horrible actor. Welcome, Nick. I am the Great Fairy of Magic. Oh, wait, am I right? I might be right. I will give you a magic spell. Not quite. I think, is this Faro's something? What is this? Faro's Wind. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it's called. I don't know if that's what it is or not. Am I right? Is it Faro's Wind? It is. This is warp magic you can use with warp when you are in danger. Okay? You will teleport to a warp point when you first use the magic. You will create a warp point. When you use the magic again, you can either dispel the warp point you created last time or warp to that point. Okay. I actually never really used it much. Remember, when you can use Faro's Wind only in dungeons that have a dungeon map hidden inside, okay? Alright, good to know. Probably never going to use it. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. I'm not coming all the way back out here just to see you. And I wasted way too many bombs finding this place. I used 2 bombs. It should have only taken 1. I used double what I should have. But anyway, I can finally talk about, well, when we get there. We're probably not going to have any more story progression in this video, or maybe even possibly in the next video. We'll see, because what I want to do is go around Hyrule and finish up all the things we can do before we continue on with the story, and when we do continue on with the story, you will see why. However, before we do that, I want to end this video off on a little bit of a positive note. First of all, let's see what she says. She says something different now. I'm talking to a fence now. Did my most precious possession help you in your quest? Well, not yet, but it will. It will. Don't worry. Don't worry. You were helpful, at least, for all the crap that I put up with. No, I don't want to talk to you again. But regardless, what I want to do is some preparation for the next point of the game to get some extra stuff. But before I go talking about what I'm going to do, which is going to be primarily in the next video, because we're going to be running around a little bit doing some stuff. I want to say, while I'm heading over to where we want to go, if I can get up this ladder, why I like this game so much to the point where I'm not revealing anything spoilery for all of those who are younger and have not played this game, which, if you haven't played this game, there is a remake on the 3DS, which I highly recommend because of the fact that the graphics are revamped. However, it does not take away from the storyline particularly. I mean, these graphics, it doesn't change the feel of the game, is what I want to say. It doesn't change the experience of the game. But enough about that, because I am running on 25 minutes and I don't particularly like it. With this game, the reason I hate that last dungeon is because of the reasons that I've already mentioned. But the reason I like this game before, the story comes into play, is the fact that the controls set the standard for Legend of Zelda, just in general. You have the 3 item buttons, the 3 equipable items. Before this, previously, you only had 1 equipable item at any given point. The views were top-down. You only had 1 possible choice of attack. You only had 1 choice of attack, possibly 2. And the fact that... where am I going? And the fact that you can only move in 4 separate directions. Actually, no. 8 different directions in some of the earlier titles, like A Link to the Past. You can move in 6 possible directions, which includes diagonally and the initial 4 cardinal directions. I cannot see worth crap. Where am I going? I can't see anything. And I can't turn up the brightness on this TV because it is at the max brightness. It's ridiculous. Speaking of TVs, we got a new one. I'll talk about that more in the next video. However, in this game, all 3 of these are very, very much accessible, conveniently accessible, I should say, with the C buttons. And because they are easily accessible with the C buttons, that means that switching items is not only easier, but it's more efficient. And I can't tell where I'm going. Where am I going? Am I doing this for no reason at all? You know what? Let's just change it today. Screw this. No. There we go. Yeah. Alright, anyway. But with this... Now, where am I? Where am I? Did I go the complete wrong direction? Are you kidding me? I went all the way out to Lake Hylia? I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go back to Kokiri Forest. Yeah, that's where we're going. But anyway, as I mentioned, it's not super important, but the C buttons are easily accessible. I just like the feel of an N64 controller. I don't know about you. I know a lot of people hate it. But it's not only a huge nostalgia factor for me, but these controls are the greatest thing that I've ever experienced in my life as far as Legend of Zelda game goes. Wind Waker replicates it well, which is one of the reasons why I like the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker so much, which I will be playing on the channel, by the way. Little spoiler there for what's going to happen in the future, in the foreseeable future anyway. Oh crap, these things. Whew. But yes, I do want to play Wind Waker on the channel, which I've never beaten that game, to be honest. But anyway, this not only set the standard for Wind Waker, but it also set the standard for the GameCube version of Twilight. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that because I never actually played it. But it also set the standard for Twilight Princess, not only with the storytelling, but with some of the other mechanics in the game. However, what Twilight Princess didn't replicate well was the fact that there were... Actually, no, it did. It did. But you had 3 equipable... Actually, you had 4 in that game. But you could only use one of them freely at a time. You had to really equip one certain weapon at a time, which was okay. I liked it. It wasn't super amazing, because this game you can switch between weapons and other items very rapidly. Now, before I go, I want to say something about all the music that we've had up to this point. All the music that I've had up to this point felt like it set the stage very well for what was not only going to happen in the story, but for the locations as well. The location music for Kokiri Forest is probably my favorite. However, the music for the courtyard run in Hyrule Castle is also really interesting, because it sounds mischievous, but it doesn't. It masks the fact that you're breaking and entering into a castle. You're really not supposed to be doing that. In fact, if that were real life, and just a little kid, like a little plebeian kid, walked into a castle and met with a princess, he probably would be beheaded by the attendant rather than escorted out for being a child of prophecy. It actually masks the darkness that would be in real life. But regardless about that, The music for Hyrule Field is really an adventurous theme. I know I've talked about that in the past, and I really do like it. It's not my favorite Hyrule Field theme, but it's one of the better ones in my opinion. Goron City kind of felt, it felt primitive, which it was supposed to, because, the Gorons, everything's made out of rock. They're literally living in a cave inside of a mountain, inside a volcanic mountain, nonetheless. And the last thing I want to talk about is the dungeon themes. The dungeon themes are really quiet, kind of low, give off an air of like a mystery. Give off an air of mystery, kind of makes you feel not super on edge, but not super safe either, which is good because you don't want to feel super safe because there's monsters everywhere, but you don't really want to make them feel super scared because, first of all, it's not supposed to be for a horror game. Secondly, it's kind of geared more towards the younger crowd. Not to say this game is solely a kid's game. There's still very much things that, adults can enjoy, not only for nostalgia, but for a puzzle-solving game mechanic and even an action-based game. Because, this game is literally an action-adventure game. But all the music all the music themes in this game, up to this point, have just blown everything else previously out of the water. And it's really amazing, and I love it. Which is one of the reasons why I picked the channel name of NoteableNerd.com, because of the fact that I really enjoy music, whether it be classical or, I personally listen to country music. A lot of people I know hate country music, but oh well, that's just me. You can listen to whatever you want. It doesn't make you any worse of a person. It doesn't make you any better of a person. It's you. But I will say this. I hate rap music, and I don't even consider it music. The music in the background is the only musical thing about it. Now, that we've got that out of the way, this has been Tim on NoteableNerd.com. I don't know if I mentioned that at the beginning of the video or not, but whatever. This time was actually really fun. I actually had a lot of fun with that boss fight. We got the third spiritual stone, and now we're going to... Actually, what am I saying? I don't know anymore. But this has gone on far too long. I've been rambling for too much. Whatever. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. Next time we're going to go do some things in preparation for the next part of the story. Bye-bye!